YouTube channel. A little bit later we'll get into who I am and what this channel will be, but for right now, let's hop right into my 2022 half year setup for June through December in my bullet journal. We're going to start off with a frame around what will be this quote cover page. The quote, as you will see later, reads, "They lived happily ever after." I feel like this is a great quote for the ending of the year, which will be coming up to soon, and it actually matches the cover page to my first half year setup for this year, which reads "Once Upon a Time." If you want to see those two side by side, go ahead and check out my Instagram page, which will be linked in the description box below. Now that we have this frame set up, I'm going in with a Tombow dual-tipped brush pen in the color 947 in order to color in this custom font that I penciled out beforehand. If you guys have any questions for me regarding any of the materials that I used, feel free to leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. You'll see that I actually made a mistake while lettering the word happy. I extended the line a little bit too far, so I just went back in with a Sakura Jelly Roll white gel pen to help cover that up. Now we're going to be using some silver foil that I got at Michael's and a glue pen also from Michael's to add some detail to this spread. While I'm doing that and adding a few more designs, I think it's a great time to talk about this YouTube channel. Welcome to Indescribbable, bullet journals by Nikayla. I sell custom bullet journals over on Instagram. If you want to check out my website, there is a link in the description box below as well. I sell a few other bullet journal related items at this time. If you want to see more of my work, Instagram is a great place to do so. If you like what you see here today, go ahead and subscribe and also follow. I appreciate any engagement with my posts and also with this video, and I hope to see you return again soon. To add some more embellishments to this cover page, we're going in with a silver watercolor ink and a modern calligraphy pen. And we're just going to make some splotches, be a little bit messy, tap the pen to get some sprinkles on the page. Really going for a scribbable look here. Now that the cover page is done, we're going to flip over to the future log. This is used in a lot of bullet journal setups for yearly pages. Basically, it acts as a calendar, a list of events throughout the coming months that you can't list in a monthly setup because it's happening later. A lot of people like to add a year at a glance page where they draw mini calendars but I actually combine these spreads into one. You'll see later that I add some mini calendars, and then events can just be added in the columns underneath each month. Something that you'll see me doing quite often here is folding my bullet journal over, and I love spiral bullet journals just for that reason. I don't see very many spiral bullet journals with dot grids, but I love them. Right now I'm going in with some water to try and lift up the watercolor ink after we had a little bit of an accident. Another pen that I like to use for correction other than the Sakura Jelly Rolls is actually a whiteout pen. It comes in quite handy, and I'm just going to wait for that to dry while I add in some more details. A lot of people have stickers or stamps for this step, but I actually find it quite therapeutic to write in all the numbers by hand, so that's what I'm doing right now. Just some mini calendars under the months for the future log. We're going to go in again and add some more scribbles and splotches. I wouldn't recommend silver foil as the neatest of crafting supplies, but it is very fun to use and you can get a lot of different textures. On the first page, I sort of didn't really rub in the foil all the way so that it had more of a rougher edge, but here you see how smooth you can actually make it look, and we'll be using that more later too. Next, we're going to move on to a weekly schedule spread. This will be used later for when I'm back at school, and we have the class period on the left, the days of the week on the right, and vertically we're just going to add some times or period numbers, and that way I'll be able to put classes at the time that they're occurring, and also anything that I'd like to keep track of throughout the week. When this spread is done, you're actually going to get to see a digital representation of that, a fake schedule of course, so you can see how I would use this spread on a daily basis. This spread comes in very handy when I'm planning out my weekly setup, and also just at the beginning of the school year, remembering where all the classes are and what time they occur. The original plan was to use a calligraphy pen to write these numbers here, But the glue pen was actually working out so well that I decided to use the silver foil again to make the numbers for this weekly schedule. And it actually came out so clean and nice, as you can see here, nice and shiny. And on the screen now is the digital representation I was talking about. We're going to skip a few pages that will later constitute my class syllabi, which I don't have at the moment, and we're going to make a Kanban board. I first saw a Kanban board in a bullet journal when watching Plant-Based Bride's bullet journal setup by Elizabeth. And I think it will be really helpful, especially starting out as a new content creator. As you will soon see, I have one side of the spread for YouTube and the other side for Instagram. It is basically a type of task stage tracker. So the rows will hold different stages that a task has to go through. For video editing, it would probably be idea, filming, editing, sharing, etc. So you can use a sticky note or some other device and write your task on it and move it through the rows vertically as it proceeds through the stages in real life. If you guys have any video requests that you would like to see, any ideas, please feel free to share those with me as well. I'd love to get to interact with all of you and hear what you'd like to see from me in the future. As we do go along in future bullet journal setup videos, I do promise that my lighting situation will improve. This is a bit of trial and error, as I'm sure you can imagine, but we are working on it. Thank you for bearing with us. And next up, we are going to create a mini social progress tracker. I did not have enough pages at the beginning of this journal before my July setup, so we are creating a little flip out here with a piece of paper that I got from the paper rolled shop. One side will be for Instagram and the other for YouTube. I don't know how I want to track YouTube progress yet, so that side is blank for now. But the Instagram side is just a basic line graph, and you will see me fill that out here. Here I'm using some silver washi tape to attach my flip out to the bullet journal. And just like that, we're going to move on to the last spread in this setup. This part right here is a watching spread. Here I can keep track of all the Netflix, etc. shows that I'm watching, what season I'm on, just so I know if any new ones are coming out that I need to go back and watch. I also penciled out a waiting on section. This was also inspired by the Plant-Based Bride here on YouTube. Let's head over to the flip through. I hope you've had a wonderful time here today. If you want to see anything new that I've added to these spreads since this flip through, and if you want to see how I have added to them or used them since this YouTube video, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, and that's where you can find that. Thank you, and bye-bye.